Hey, how's it going guys? Captain Kuba here. So a few weeks ago, I uploaded a theory video in which I said this. On the right side we see the Aesir team. There's the army of Valhalla, Odin, Thor, and a mysterious bird who I believe it's Zeus. Now I said that in passing because I already had a theory video on that topic, but it seems many of you have not seen it yet as I got many answers as to who the mysterious bird could be. So I thought it was a good idea to revisit the topic one last time and respond to every theory you guys proposed and tell you why I think they are not correct. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you who I think the mysterious bird is. Now, the reason I say this bird is mysterious is because to my knowledge, he's only seen twice in the murals left by the giants, and he's always fighting for the side of the Aesir gods during the Ragnarok battle. And while gods like Thor or Odin have their name next to them, the bird's name has been purposely left out, making me think that Cory Barlog is up to something with him. Now, I have 3 criteria points that can help us make accurate theories about him. Number 1. The bird must be a fighter as opposed to someone like Mimir or Sindri, who are peaceful bystanders. Number 2, this character has to be a bird or someone who can turn into a bird. And number 3, it has to be someone who would fight by the side of the Aesir gods. So to start things off, let's begin with the most popular theory given by you guys. The theory that the bird is Freya comes from the fact that we see her turn from a bird during the last fight with Baldur.
Look!
This means that Freya fits all of the criteria for this character, but there is one single reason why I don't believe this theory is correct. Freya is already shown in the mural. If you go to the bottom of the mural, you will see her charging at the giants with sword in hand and her Borhild Sviney next to her. So it wouldn't make sense to depict her twice in the same context. So sadly, the bird cannot be Freya. So let's move on to the next candidate. The second most popular theory is that the bird is one of Odin's ravens, and for this theory I have 2 objections. Number 1. Odin's ravens are not fighters, they are simply spies for their master. I have read quite a bit of Norse mythology, and never have I come across a story in which his ravens fight anybody. This is why they are so easy to kill in God of War 4, so it doesn't make any sense that one of them would be fighting in Ragnarok. My second objection comes from the fact that every character depicted in the murals has only one artistic style. Whenever you see this guy, you know that it's Thor, because his style is always the same in every mural. The same applies to Odin's ravens. Here's them depicted, and here's the mysterious bird. Totally different characters. For these 2 reasons, I believe the bird is not one of Odin's ravens. The third most popular theory is the Helheim bird. You can see that it's easy enough to make this connection since they are both birds. But one of the criteria for us to look at is whether this character has good relations with the Aesir gods. And this is where the theory falls apart in my opinion. The Helheim bird is most likely Hersorvil, a Jotun. Sorry for mispronouncing that. If this is true, then there is no way he would join the Aesir gods. If anything, he would fight for the giants. This already seems to be the case, as he helped Loki, another giant, get out of Helheim by giving the ship air with his massive wings. It could be that the Helheim bird could betray us and join the Aesir gods, but at this point it seems very unlikely. So we'll have to wait and see what the story of God of War 5 has planned for the Helheim bird. Now, for the last 2 candidates, the same reasoning can be applied. Both the Valkyries and Atreus seem to hate Odin, so it's very unlikely that they would join the Aesir gods. So who do I think fits the criteria the best? Someone who's a fighter, someone who's a bird or can turn into a bird, and someone who would fight by the side of the Aesir gods. I believe the only character that fits this criteria is Zeus. Let's see how he does against the criteria. Number 1, he's quite the fighter, as seen all the way from the Great War to the fight with Kratos in God of War 3. Number 2, in God of War we actually see Zeus turn from a bird the same way Freya did at the end of God of War 4. Now, I know the last one is the most problematic one. I don't see any reason why Zeus would become friends with the Aesir gods, but I do know that he wouldn't join the giants, because Kratos would be fighting on their side, and the last time I checked, Zeus didn't like Kratos very much. Now, given that Odin knows many magic spells taught to him by Freya, he could very well use one of them to revive the king of Olympus, with the purpose of helping him fight Kratos during Ragnarok, while simultaneously providing Zeus with a chance to get vengeance on Kratos for what he did many years before, and thus continuing the cycle of vengeance. Once again, I really don't know who the mysterious bird is, but I truly think Zeus fits the criteria the best. Whether this is someone else entirely new remains to be seen in the next game. But what do you guys think? Is this bird Zeus, or will he be an entirely new character? Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to leave them in the comments section below. As always, I want to thank all of my channel members for the monthly support of the channel. People like Patrick Nelson, Adeline, and Eric Skoll, to name a few, really go above and beyond to help the channel. I would also like to thank all of my subscribers for sharing and liking my content. It really helps the channel a lot. With that said, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more God of War content. And as always, remember, go forth in the name of Olympus.